Welcome back to the Valuable Coins HD coin collectors and treasure hunters. You might not think twice about a quarter when it jingles in your pocket, but today, I've got something special that's going to change how you see these coins forever. I'm talking about the 1972 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another part of your daily change. But wait, hold on, this particular quarter is anything but ordinary. It's rare, it's valuable, and it could be worth more than you ever thought possible. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be checking your coin jar with a whole new sense of excitement. The 1972 Washington quarter is one of those coins that might fly under the radar for most people, but for collectors, it's a fascinating piece of history. The quarter itself, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, has been a staple in American currency since it was first minted in 1932. However, the 1972 issue has certain characteristics that make it stand out from the rest. Let's dive in and explore what makes this coin so valuable, especially when you find the right one. The 1972 Washington quarter was minted in large quantities, but here's the catch: most of these coins were circulated and have seen years of wear and tear. Over time, their details can get worn down, leaving them looking pretty ordinary. But here's where things get exciting: well-preserved quarters, those that have been kept in excellent condition, are rare. And these are the coins that collectors will pay top dollar for. In fact, finding a 1972 Washington quarter in mint condition, with sharp, clear details and minimal wear, is a collector's dream. If you have one of these quarters, don't just dismiss it as loose change. Take a closer look. A quarter in excellent shape, with little to no signs of wear, can be worth far more than its face value. But that's just the beginning. You see, what really makes the 1972 Washington quarter special is the errors. Yes, errors. A minting mistake can turn a common coin into something incredibly rare, and that's exactly what has happened with certain 1972 quarters. Let me explain. Some 1972 quarters were struck with a double die error, meaning that parts of the design, whether it's Washington's profile or the date, appear doubled due to a flaw during the minting process. Double die coins are highly prized by collectors because they're essentially one of a kind. These double die errors happen when the coin's die gets misaligned, resulting in multiple strikes of the same design. This can create a doubled appearance in parts of the coin, which can be subtle or more dramatic depending on the error. If you find a 1972 quarter with this kind of double die, you could have a valuable error coin on your hands that could fetch a pretty penny at auction. In addition to double die errors, mintmark errors also make certain 1972 Washington quarters stand out. Some quarters were stamped with an incorrect or misaligned mintmark, resulting in a coin that is more unique and sought after than most. If you find a 1972 quarter with a mintmark error, it could be worth a lot more than you would think. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 1972 Washington quarter actually be worth? If you have one in exceptional condition, or even better, one with a double die error or a mintmark error, you could be looking at a substantial payout. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rare and unique variations, and they're willing to pay handsomely for them. So, here it is, the moment you've been waiting for: a 1972 Washington quarter with the right condition or a minting error could be worth $77,000. Yes, that's $77,000. It's hard to believe that something as common as a quarter could hold so much value, but when you factor in rarity and condition, the price can skyrocket. This is a prime example of how important it is to pay attention to the details when it comes to coins. If you have a 1972 Washington quarter, or if you come across one in your pocket change, be sure to take a closer look. Look for signs of minting errors, examine the condition, and see if you have a hidden treasure on your hands. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Today, we're about to dive into the world of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1974 Washington quarter. Now, you might be thinking, a quarter from 1974? Isn't that just another coin I've seen 1,000 times? Well, hold on to your hats, because this seemingly ordinary coin might just be worth a lot more than you think. We're talking about the 1974 Washington quarter, a coin that, despite being minted in large numbers, has some very rare and valuable characteristics that make it one to watch out for. Let's take a moment to look at the Washington quarter as a whole. This coin, first minted in 1932, has been a staple in U.S. currency for decades. Featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, it has become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. Over the years, the quarter has been issued in various designs and years, but today, we're focusing on the 1974 Washington quarter. You may already know that coins like these were produced in high numbers. Over 500 million 1974 quarters were minted. So why would a 1974 coin, which seems so abundant, be worth a fortune? Well, the value of a coin isn't always determined by how many were made. In fact, rarity, condition, and minting errors play a much larger role in determining its worth. Let's talk about condition first. Most coins you'll come across from the 1974 series have been in circulation for decades. As a result, the majority of them are worn down or show signs of damage, scratches, dings, discoloration, you name it. But here's where it gets interesting: coins that remain in mint condition, ones that were either never circulated or were very carefully preserved, are much rarer than you might think. A 1974 Washington quarter that looks like it just came off the mint press is hard to find, and that's exactly what collectors are after. Coins in pristine condition can fetch much higher prices, and that's what makes certain 1974 Washington quarters so valuable. Now, the real magic happens when we talk about minting errors. While most coins are struck without issue, sometimes things go wrong at the minting process. When that happens, a mint error can turn a common coin into a rare treasure. And the 1974 Washington quarter is no stranger to errors that have made it an especially coveted item for collectors. One of the most valuable errors you might find is a double die. Double die errors occur when the coin's die gets misaligned, causing parts of the design, like Washington's face or the date, to appear doubled. This is a rare mistake, and coins with this error can be extremely valuable. Imagine finding a quarter where George Washington's profile is slightly doubled, or the date looks like it's been struck twice. That's a huge find for collectors, and it can significantly increase the value of your coin, but that's not all. There are other types of minting errors to look out for. Some 1974 quarters were struck with off-center images or incorrectly punched mint marks. These small mistakes may not be immediately obvious, but they can make the coin much more sought after by collectors looking to add unique items to their collections. If you find a 1974 quarter with one of these errors, it's definitely worth getting it appraised because you could have something truly special on your hands. You're probably wondering now, just how much can a 1974 Washington quarter really be worth? Well, if you happen to have one in mint condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be looking at a pretty impressive payout. The right 1974 Washington quarter could be worth as much as $70,000, or $70,000, a price that might surprise you for a coin that, to many, seems pretty common. But the truth is, when you find a coin with the right characteristics, rarity, condition, or a minting error, the value can shoot up dramatically. This is a great reminder that not all coins are just loose change. There's a lot of potential wealth hidden in your pocket change, and a little knowledge about what to look for can make a huge difference. So, if you've got a 1974 Washington quarter or come across one, be sure to take a closer look. You could be holding onto a valuable piece of U.S. history, and you might even be closer to finding your very own hidden treasure. Today, we're going to explore a coin that could be worth a lot more than you think. I'm talking about the 1994 Washington quarter. Yes, that's right, a 1994 quarter. Now, I know what you're thinking, 1994? That's not really that old, right? But trust me, this seemingly ordinary coin has some interesting features that can make it incredibly valuable for the right collector. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because the 1994 Washington quarter might just be the next big find in your collection. The Washington quarter, as many of you already know, has been in circulation for decades, and the 1994 issue is no exception. For most people, this coin is nothing more than a simple piece of everyday currency. After all, millions of these quarters were minted, so it's easy to think that they wouldn't hold much value. But here's where things get interesting. While 1994 Washington quarters are still relatively abundant, the rarity and value of a particular coin often depend on factors beyond just how many were made. Now, let's break down what makes a 1994 Washington quarter something that could be worth far more than its face value. First up, let's talk about condition. When most coins are circulated, they show signs of wear. Scratches, scuffs, and faded details are common for coins that have been in people's pockets, change jars, or vending machines over the years. But there's a reason collectors are willing to pay premium prices for certain coins in pristine condition, because these are the coins that stand out. The best way to spot a valuable 1994 Washington quarter is by checking its condition. If you have a quarter from this year that's unblemished, with clear details and no noticeable wear, it could be worth far more than you might imagine. In fact, uncirculated coins, those that were never spent and kept in perfect condition, are often in much shorter supply than you'd think. That makes them incredibly valuable for anyone building a collection, but here's the kicker: there's more to the 1994 Washington quarter than just its condition. Like any collector's market, the real treasure lies in the errors. That's right, errors. You'd be amazed at how a small mistake during the minting process can make a coin exponentially more valuable. One of the most common types of minting errors for quarters is a double die, an error that occurs when a coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in a doubled design. This could mean a double strike on Washington's portrait, or even a double date, something you would definitely notice if you look closely enough. And if you happen to find a 1994 Washington quarter with one of these double die errors, you could be sitting on a valuable find. Another type of mint error that could make your 1994 quarter worth more is a misaligned die error. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin are not properly aligned, resulting in a misprinted design or off-center strike. Coins with these errors are sought after by collectors because they're unique, and finding one in your collection is like finding a rare gem in a pile of ordinary stones. It's also worth noting that mintmarks can play a big role in a coin's value. In 1994, quarters were minted at different locations across the United States, each with its own mintmark. If you happen to have a 1994 Washington quarter with a mintmark that's misplaced or incorrectly struck, it could significantly increase the value of your coin. Now, the big question: just how much could a 1994 Washington quarter really be worth? While the majority of these coins won't fetch much, if you're lucky enough to find one in mint condition, or better yet, one with a minting error, you could see that value soar. In fact, a 1994 Washington quarter in exceptional condition, or with a rare minting error, could be worth $65,000. Yes, that's $65,000. This is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can actually turn into something extraordinary with just a little bit of luck and a keen eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always keep your eyes peeled for those unique coins that might just be hidden in plain sight. So, what's the takeaway? If you have a 1994 Washington quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for any minting errors, check the condition, and see if you have a hidden treasure on your hands. It could be worth far more than just a quarter. If you've enjoyed learning about the 1994 Washington quarter and want to discover more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on future discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting for those rare coins. You never know when the next one might be worth $65,000.